fixture.
Yes, a lift is exclusive.
Yeah, these are.
The guided lift.
Lift. Yes. Yeah, I want to aim for some reason. This is Skyworld Entertainment Centre in Auckland, and it's lift tour time! And now, before we get started on the lifts in Skyworld Indoor Entertainment, let's first go to one of the escalators, which is a Schindler escalator. And a few escalators here were not operational when I went, so I only managed to ride one of the down escalators. Oh well! Oh, this is different. Schindler escalators. Yeah, we're not going to go all the way up because that would take a dreadfully long time. Yeah, there's that lift I just saw. Yeah, it's a very weird lift, to be honest. Yeah, there's that lift, so I guess that's cool. No, look, it says when it goes down, you have to get down. That's pretty weird. And yeah, that should be about it. And now let's go on to the lift. But before we get on to the lift, let's first go over the floor numbering a bit, because the floor numbering does get a bit confusing. The first of we're looking at is the first generation EcoDisc, and this is actually an early first generation EcoDisc because it uses Codium series fixtures rather than Delta and Sigma fixtures. This lift goes between floors 1 to 6, but floor 6 is locked off, and also there's a mystery floor that is actually non-existent, which is pretty interesting, and there's also a basement which is just level B, and that's locked off as well. Let's ride it! And by the way, we will get on to the other sections of floor numbering later on when we get to the other lifts. Okay, here is the other lift at this place, and it is... This is actually an early EcoDisc. Here is the lift. Oh wait, no, but it actually just went up to 3. I guess that explains a lot. But yeah, this lift is probably an early EcoDisc. Yeah, I'll just put my mask on the truth. Yeah, that doesn't have scrolling indicator logic. Here's the lift. And here is the lift. Got that indicator. Yeah, we can go to... Oh, actually, we can somehow get to 5. That's very interesting. Yeah, it's an EcoDisc. I think this is one of the most early EcoDiscs I've ever seen. What? Okay, what was that? We're at 5, installed in 1998. Yeah, it's got that clunk to it. So, let's go down the basement. Nope, we can only go to 1. But yeah, just look at what I just saw. Yeah, this is one of the early EcoDiscs. What is that? Well, maybe this...
Some sort of mezzanine, isn't it?
Yeah, except it's not a floor though. And here we are. 1. Should button go out? And here we are at the first floor. Let's see. Where I should go. And where should it go? And yeah, that's it. And now to the next lift, which just goes between the basements and doesn't go to the upper floors. And this is where the floor numbering starts to get a bit weird. Because yeah, the last lift went just down to like a small basement known as B. This goes to a few basements, but it doesn't actually match with floor numbering. Firstly, there you have the ground floor, which is actually between floor 1 and floor 2. Then you have basement 1, which is between floor 1 and upper basement. That's rather strange, and this lift doesn't even connect to the other basement that the lift that you saw just before serves. Then upper basement is actually MC in this lift, and then there is a small staff-only floor between upper basement and lower bases, known as basement 3 or floor S, and then below that is basement 2, which is lower basement. How confusing! This lift is a Conium series hydraulic lift and has 3 doors, which is very interesting. This lift definitely does not have consistent floor numbering. Let's ride it! Well, this is pretty loud music, but this is phone hydraulic lift. I'm not sure this is meant for puzzles, but yeah, there's the phone control. There's the music. Here's the lift. Ooh, it actually has kind of nice. Round. Yeah, this is the only hydraulic lift in the building, I suspect. Here's the... Yeah, strange enough how there's 3 doors. We go to basement 2. Go. Yeah, this is the only hydraulic lift in the building. It's a nice cone lift. Yeah, there's a half floor MC. Not really sure what that's meant to be, but it's like some service floor. Then you have S, don't know what S is, and then basement 2. Oh wow, so yeah, S is actually a staff only floor. Takes an awfully long time to level, and also the floor numbering is not consistent. Yeah, this leveling is appalling. Yeah, we're not gonna take a upright and stuff. This stuff pretty bad. The only good thing about it is this lift has 3 doors. It's got a basement 1 and then we'll end it there. Yeah, look, staff only floor. Oh wow, I just skipped a floor. Yeah, basement 1. And just get up here and that's it. And now to the main lift, or as everyone likes to call it, the rocket, because this lift is actually shaped like a rocket. It is also a 90s cone office series DC with M series fixtures. Now, the floor numbering is actually a bit more simpler, because it's actually got like more traditional floor numbering. Firstly, lower basement, or like basement 2 in the lift before, makes a lot more sense. And then you have upper basement, which technically is basement 1, even though like in the hydraulic lift it is MC. Then the first floor is actually the main floor, even though you technically associate ground floor with the main floor. But first floor is made for this one. And then it goes all the way up to floor 7. But floor 7 is locked. Oh well, at least you can get to floor 6. And it does not show the invisible floor or like that line floor on this lift. Let's ride this awesome lift. We come to cone lift and yep, taking a full ride. So it's a nice scenic. Yeah, rocket shaped lift. Here is the lift. So let's go down to lower basements.
It's just 1 floor down, isn't it?
Yep. It sure is. Look at this.
Well, they've got all the holes.
Yeah, it kind of is. Wait, lower basements?
Lower basements?
Yep, no. Yeah, we can't go to 7, let's go to 6. Yeah, this is all the way up.
Oh my goodness, let's see what happens now. Look at that, the air's pouring in.
Yep.
Doesn't feel weighted. So what's in here, Daniel?
Okay, we got 4.
Is this 4?
Which floor are you going to?
What's that?
Which floor are you going to?
I'm going up. That's right, I'm going to 5. I've got access to
Right.
Do you go to 6 or?
Yeah, 6.
Just go for a ride.
Yeah,
Yep.
to the right.
Yep. Yeah, I can see 5's no public access, so you can just get up here.
Yeah, that's right. See you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. This lift goes really high up.
Wow, it's a bit scary.
Go out 6. We cannot go to.
Should we go
Oh,
down?
let's go
Should we just
7.
go down?
Let's just go to 1. Yeah, let's watch it go out here. Hey, Dad, like, there's also like the escalators, another like lift here, sir. There's like another lift here, sir, as well. We'll come to that next. Once you come go out.
Wow.
This lift really is a.
Very good.
Lift really is like. Oh, that's nice. Anyway, at 1, and that's about it. And now to the carpet lifts, which are sadly some Otis Gen 2s. But these lifts have even more messed up floor numbering, because these lifts go down to an underground car park, but they actually call ground floor kind of like the second floor, but then you have level 1, level 2, and level 3 instead of basement 1, basement 2, and basement 3, because they stupidly only allowed the floor indicators to support 7 digits. How stupid were these people? And this confuses a lot of people because it thinks it will go up, but in reality it actually goes down. Seriously, when they modernize these lifts, they should make the floor numbering correct and change it from 1 to 3 to basement 1, basement 2, and basement 3. How ridiculous! Here we come to most confusing lifts ever, because it's only got like 1 digit, so it makes you think it goes up because it calls the below floors 1. Yeah, this is so confusing because it thinks that it goes up, but it actually goes down. Yeah, I wish these lifts were modernized into and stuff. So yeah, this is, see look, because look, it counts backwards, which actually makes people confused because it like thinks it goes up, but it doesn't. Here we have 3. Now let's go back up to the ground, and then we'll, yeah, put it there, I guess. So yeah, many people think that this goes into like the other, it's like to up, but it doesn't. And here we are at G, which, yeah, it's raining outside, so this will be a great opportunity. And that's it. And near the entrance there was also a platform lift, which I did not bother to film. So now to the next lift, which is actually outdoors and goes down to Civic Car Park. This lift used to be a 4th generation Ecodisc with KDS 300 Australian fixtures, but just after a few years it was installed, Auckland Transport went to replace the fixtures with vandal resistant Durist, making this lift a generic disc. And that's because the lift has been heavily vandalized, and when I filmed it in 2019, this lift stank of piss. Oh dear. Oh well, at least now we got another nice generic disc. And yeah, this lift goes between ground basement 1, basement 2, and basement 3, and at least gets the floor numbering correct. And the only thing original about it is the outside floor indicators. Let's ride it.
This is the lift in Civic Car Park, another generic disc. And this has actually replaced a 4th generation Cone Ecodisc. And you can not see it, except indicator actually does work. Whereas right again. Yep, this is another generic disc. Yep, it's got the scrolling out on the side. Definitely generic disc. And let's go to B3. This is 1,000 kgs or 13 persons.
This is one of the best. Look at the indicator.
Ew, it smells of piss.
It does.
Yes, this is piss-filled lift.
I almost feel like you have a lift.
Spooky.
It's almost like you need.
It's just spooky. Looks on some lights over it.
Now what's
So here we have
B3?
basement 3. Yeah, it's a new indicator, so yeah. And it's been
Okay, up we go.
let's go to ground.
Sounds like everybody needs car parks.
I just want to see these vandal resistant buttons. Because I'm going down to Wellington tomorrow. Looks like it's in pretty bad condition, especially when it smells like this. Let's see if I can. I can really see my notes. And that is it.
Lastly, here's a better way to actually do the floor numbering in Skull Ninja each time, because the floor numbering is a pretty bit messed up. So instead of having like 7 to 1 and then all these like basements that like conflicts around like MC, S, B2, UB, and LB, I would do a much more simpler floor numbering. I'd have the same floor numbering on like the rock-shaped lift, but then I would like redo the floor numbering on like that small hydraulic lift. For example, instead of B2, you'd have LB, which would actually match up with the rocket-shaped lift. Then instead of S, you'd just have basement mezzanine, because it's technically basement mezzanine. Then instead of MC, you'd have upper basement, and then instead of basement 1, you'd have 1L, which means lower first floor, and G would be 1U, which means upper first floor. Then, on like the Ecodisc, instead of B, you'd have like the floor S, which means staff only, and then levels 1 to 7 as above, and yeah, the invisible floor would be locked out. But you could actually do a whole lot better by literally removing one lift and upgrading the other lift for greater lift efficiencies. It even means that at least one lift will go to most floors. In fact, It would even like ease capacity on like some of the other, but I think that's getting a little too over there. So practically there would be a lift that goes to the lower floor, basement meeting upper basement, and then 1L, then the first floor, then upper level 1, and then floor 2, floor 3, floor 4, 5, 5, floor 6, because obviously I won't get to floor 7. And that is the end of the video.